Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio, here in the Bible Bistro. Here in the Bible Bistro, we have lots of fresh ingredients, lots of things that are good for you, like the Creek Road Baptist Pulpit and like the School of Wisdom podcast. Also, you can find us on the interweb at my-dailydose.com. Go there and you'll find all kinds of other things available. To my listening audience, thank you for checking out the blog page when you go there. And if you're listening over YouTube, I would just encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that way YouTube will begin recommending this content to more people who are looking for fresh and delicious Bible study, because that's what we do here. Now, this is 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. Today we're looking at Psalm 119. We're going to look at today at verses 26 and 27. So if you have your Bible, you might want to open up to those two verses. And if you don't, I'll be glad to read them for you. Verses 26 and 27. I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts. So shall I talk of thy wondrous works. Now, I said yesterday that this section in Psalm 119 is all about the way. And the way is highlighted, let's see, 5 different times here in these 8 verses. But this first one is not God's way, but it is my way. I have declared my way. Now, we said yesterday that humility begins this, because that's where salvation always begins. Salvation begins with a broken heart. A broken and contrite heart thou wilt not despise, the Bible teaches us. So we have the broken and contrite heart. We have here that very first beatitude, the poor in spirit. So the soul that cleaves unto the dust, that cries out, quicken thou me. Okay, that soul is in a good position, because that soul is going to be heard. And notice what he says in 26. I've declared my ways, then thou heardest me. So here we have confession that follows humility. Once I realize my condition, I cry out from a broken heart, quicken thou me. And then he says, I have declared. So there's been confession, either previously or currently. And the psalmist now is saying, when I realized my position, my condition, then I made my confession. I told him, hey, I've sinned. I'm a sinner. I'm the one. I stand in need, not anybody else, me. So the confession is primary here. And he says, I've declared my ways. Now, my ways are not always good. As a matter of fact, they never really are good. Because when it's my way and it's not God's way, then we've already gone downhill. We've sunk to the bottom of the list. I've declared my ways. God doesn't want us to walk in our ways. He wants us to walk in His ways. So we confess our ways. I've declared those. He heard me. Look at that. And thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. So, in humility, of brokenness of heart, I confess my sins. God hears me. And then my very first request is, teach me. Well, actually, my first request was, quicken me. Give me life. But now teach me, because obviously there's a problem. My ways haven't worked out. And so I need your statutes. I need to be taught. Then we have verse 27. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts. Notice that it's not my way, but it's the way of thy precepts. I need some understanding here. So there's dependence now in the voice of the psalmist. I don't know what I need to do. I need to be taught. I need to understand the way of thy precepts. So shall I talk of thy wondrous works. So we begin to express our great joy and delight in what the Lord has done. But we have this first contrast between my way and the way of thy precepts. So you see how this is starting to build. Now we're going to see it tomorrow also with a contrast between the way of lying and the way of truth. Actually, we'll see that tomorrow and Thursday. So join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.